Yeah, this is a response to my buddy SmashJT's video about John Hancock, and we have kind of a back and forth going a long way on this topic. I'm actually in the car right now. I'm at work, so this is going to be a really quick video. But SmashJT made the point that a video game museum is not something that is necessary, and I just want to highlight that that is his perspective and your perspective, Jeff. I can appreciate that you might not see the value in that, but for me, I would travel across the country to go to a big video game museum that has boxed copies of all kinds of games, because I personally, outside of Google, have never seen the box art of every single game. I have never personally seen every single video game console known to man. I have all the common stuff, obviously, but there are thousands and thousands of games and pieces of history, documents and press kits and so many other things, like, for example, what Kelsey does with the Video Game History Museum, collecting all of these press kits and these unreleased, demo units and unfinished games. And there's so much history there that is so intensely interesting to me. And I don't think I'm the only person who thinks this way. I would absolutely love to go to a video game museum. And I think, from what I see online of PRGE coverage, John Hancock's displays of his complete boxed sets of, he's done the NES and he's done the SNES, I believe, and I can't remember if it was the Genesis last year, but he always has some kind of a big display there that is organized by the Video Game History Foundation with his collection. And I'm given to understand that's pretty popular, that people like to go and browse and check these things out, to see all these video games face forward on a shelf, displayed in a way that you can see the front and the back of the game and everything like that, and all the other history stuff that's out there. I could really think of some fantastic interactive displays that would be really interesting. Like, for example, I haven't played a Commodore 64 since like 1983. I would love to see a Commodore 64 set up and actually functioning. Not that I want to necessarily sit down and play it, but I would love to see it for the nostalgia. And imagine if you could have themed rooms, for example, where you've got a room that's set up like a kid's room in 1983 or something, with a Commodore 64 on the desk and a big retro stereo playing some old 80s music or something. And I think that could be really, really cool, and that's something that I would love to do. But then the basis of my channel started out as sort of a Comic-Con video game convention every day, where I wanted to highlight all this cool stuff on my channel, and I would absolutely love to partake in that. Now, as far as John Hancock being a reliable person to donate your stuff to, I do think that there is danger there in accepting donations. I don't know John Hancock either. I've never much spoken to him, a couple of times, but I get the impression from what I see on his channel that he's a good, upstanding guy, a good upstanding member of the gaming community, and really cares about the history of games and the preservation of games. I do have faith in him that, if someone were to donate games to him, that they would be well taken care of, that they would be appreciated and cherished. Now, whether he is ever going to get a museum off the ground is anybody's guess, because any kind of museum that's going to be successful long term is going to cost a fortune. Not only do you need a large retail space sort of thing, like a large space to really make it worthwhile. Nobody wants to go to a museum they can walk through in 15 minutes, right? You want to have a big space with all kinds of exhibits and stuff like that. I can absolutely think that he would probably need more than $1 million to really set up a museum, not including the games, which he mostly already has. So I think the likelihood of him getting a museum off the ground that is, worthwhile enough to be successful in the long term is probably slim. You know, anything that is half-baked on a, you know, $50,000 budget or something, I feel like it's probably not going to draw enough of a crowd to be worthwhile. So, you know, is John Hancock going to start a museum? I don't know. You know, I feel that I can trust John to value this stuff, to cherish it, and to preserve history, you know, through his channel and everything else. But I don't know whether he'll ever start a museum. I hope he does, because I would love to go to it. But anyways, Jeff, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in the ring there, because I would absolutely love to see what John could do to put a museum together, and I would absolutely be first in line to go and see it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay classy.